Hello Mavericks, this is Imri and welcome to today's currency recap. It is Thursday, May 2nd. So in today's currency recap, we'll be going over what's been going on in the markets today. That means any meaningful news. We'll also take a look at the broader equity markets, a couple key commodities. We'll take a look at the S&P 500. We'll examine our proprietary currency baskets and look at what major news is coming up to close out the week. And then we're going to wrap things up by looking at some potential setups and opportunities in the currency markets. Let's get to it. In this currency recap, we will be using some advanced technical analysis. We believe technical analysis is the fundamental skill of every profitable Forex and crypto trader. Maverick Currencies is currently hiring serious technical traders for a trader position. Traders will trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits generated. If you are a technical trader with a technically based trading system, we want to meet you. Click the application link in the description below this video. Now let's break down today's market action. Starting off with some market analysis. So the big story today is that stocks have rebounded following yesterday's FOMC statement, and the market is now turning its attention towards NFP or non-farm payrolls report, and that is going to be coming out early tomorrow morning. Now, if we take a look at what's been happening with the broader market sectors we're tracking, like I said, stocks up, crypto up today, up nearly 2% in our crypto basket, gold pretty much flat, and oil pretty much flat as well. And if we look at our currency board, we can see that the yen was the biggest winner today, followed by the Swissy, then the Aussie, and the Kiwi dollars. The US dollar was the biggest loser of the day, followed by the pound and the euro. Now taking a look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin was the leader today, followed by Bitcoin Cash, then Ethereum, and then finally Litecoin. But all four of those major cryptos we're tracking up on the day. So our market outlook hasn't really shifted here from the last time I've done one of these recap videos. And this leaves us still in a rating of -2.5. We're below both moving averages, but the slope of both moving averages is not negative. We still need the 50 period to turn downwards to give us a firm -3. Now, looking at this price chart of the S&P 500, we're kind of starting to trade sideways right now. And we'll have to see whether we can break up above both moving averages once more, or if we have lower still to go. Now, taking a look at what news events we have today, well, it was really just unemployment claims, and that was kind of nothing. They didn't really come under expectations by too much at all. But tomorrow we have a ton of labor reports coming out. So we have average hourly earnings, and then of course the big one, which is the non-farm employment change. So we'll have to look at those payroll reports to see the state of the US labor market. Moving on now to some currency analysis. So here's our velocity board, and there's not too much on the positive side of the column apart from crypto and yen. Everything else is pretty much zero or negative. So that's going to make it very interesting trying to pick some trades as we head into tomorrow's NFP report. So we will take a look at the yen first, however. So what's interesting about the yen is on the daily chart, we're smack dab in between the moving averages. This is probably do or die time for the yen. We're either going to break lower from here and likely make a new low, or we're going to pop up above these moving averages, stabilize, and then we'll be able to trade the yen with confidence. I personally am leaving the yen alone right now because it's just too difficult to call, and the moves are very, very volatile. All right, so it's very difficult to size a position properly and place an appropriate stop loss. So I'm just waiting simply for the yen to give us some clarity as to its longer term direction before getting involved. Taking a look at the dollar, so we've stalled in this resistance area I've called out. We've broken below the 20 period moving average, but the 50 period is well below us still. What happens tomorrow, I think, is anybody's guess. I don't have a particularly strong view on the dollar here, so let's try and build a case, both bullish and bearish. So here's a trend line, and above that trend line is the 50 period moving average. Here we are currently trading in a slight band of support, so I mean, if I'm a dollar bull, I would want to see the dollar start to turn basically from right here. We made a slight new low below the April low on the 29th. And we've grabbed whatever stop losses are below there. Theoretically, that could leave the door open now to a dollar rally. But if that doesn't materialize, then this trend line break could be very significant for any significant downside pressure on the dollar. Okay, next up is the Swissy. I've mentioned previously I'm leaving the Swissy alone until we break either down or we get a very clear bullish setup, and that's going to remain the case. I just do not have a strong view on the Swiss franc one way or the other. However, if you wanted to trade this range, you can see we got to the bottom of the range yesterday and we started to trade up, and we're now finding some resistance here again. So if you wanted to trade, you could buy at the bottom of the range and sell at the top. Okay, next up we've got the euro. So the euro did fail in this resistance area and started breaking down similar to the dollar. I suspect we'll know very soon whether or not this trend line is going to hold, as we bounced off of it today. If this trend line does break, then we can expect a much bigger drop in the euro. And then next up is the pound. So we traded up into resistance and are coming down. It'll be interesting now to see whether or not the pound can reach this lower support range that we had before. We previously tapped into that on April 22nd. Next up is the Canadian dollar. So we got this move in this channel heading lower. This could finally be the time that we finally break this channel, at which point I'm looking for a very big move lower in the loonie. The Aussie dollar, I don't have a very strong view here as well. We are making a series of higher highs and higher lows, however. So from that perspective, you have to give it to the bulls. The next major high to clear is this one, coming in from all the way from June 16th, 2023. And then finally, we have the Kiwi dollar, which has been trading sideways. I think the Kiwi dollar is best left alone. If you want to trade currencies with Asia exposure, obviously you have the yen, and I would recommend sticking to the Aussie dollar for now. All right, folks, that wraps things up for me. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys know what I'm going to say. Continue playing relative strength and weakness. Apply proper position sizing at all times, especially during times when the market's highly volatile, and follow your trading plan. Bye for now. Happy trading.